I wanted to make a video in response to a response video and make clear that sometimes my exuberance can be misconstrued as aggression or distaste for something. As far as Pan-American goes, there's a lot of obstacles to Pan-Americanism. The biggest one is the Afro-Caribbean nations that are included in the Pan-American Agreement, as well as the fact that a number of British Commonwealth nations are in the Pan-American Agreement, and a number of communist countries, at least one that I know off the top of my head, are included, which causes issues with communication between the various nations. As for Europe, I want to make clear, I don't have anything against the European people, but what I also want to make clear with this regarding the supposed rise of third positionism in Europe. In the United States in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, we had the same deal. But many of us in that community made the mistake of thinking that a lot of organizations meant a lot of people, a lot of serious people. A lot of people does not mean a lot of serious people. The problem with third positionism is it draws people in that want to look badass. That's always been an issue. The other issue with, say, Nazbol, and I want to apologize, you were right. I did not find a Nazbol organization that promoted Trotsky, nor Karl Marx even. But this is the problem with National Bolshevism. The use of communist symbolism and the use of communist words, phrases, etc. draws in people that do glorify Trotsky and do glorify Marx, which has led to a lot of people, and they may be misrepresenting Nazbol on purpose, so people like me get a misrepresentation of Nazbol. A lot of people drawn to Nazbol, especially in Facebook rooms. Now, mind you, internet trolls are the future of third positionism. For example, that Nazbol gang meme and all that, that is basically the gist of third positionism today. That is where most of the word is getting out. Unlike in my youth, it was mostly leaflets, flyers, and word of mouth, and actually going up to people and saying, hey, you look like you care about white people, want to join our cause. That doesn't exist anymore. Now it is the internet, okay? So the internet, yeah, internet trolls, yes, but this is what you have to understand. That is third positionism now. That's why I'm saying it's fizzling out. The best hope for anything political, and I don't think there is any hope politically, is to infiltrate major parties. I said this back with the Longevity Party, which is obviously not third positionism, but it's a political ideology. And I was trying to explain to a number of people that wanted their own transhumanist party, which was a joke. The best way to achieve these goals was to infiltrate in the United States, the Republican and Democratic Party. That holds true also with third positionism, or even just white civil rights, I think is what might be where we want to start, is white civil rights. I've always tried to explain that what white people need to do is tackle the issue like every other group has, as a civil rights issue. Especially in the United States. I'm not sure about Europe. Europe seems further gone as far as the treatment of white people go. But in the United States, things like affirmative action are a civil rights issue. You are basically judging people by their race and excluding white people from jobs, employment, and promotion based only on their race. So it's a civil rights issue. There's a lot of other things that are civil rights issues that are irregardless to race that need to be tackled too. But you have to work within the confines of the system that you are in. Third positionism cannot work in a modern sense for a couple reasons, but one of the most important is the unit. For example, there are not enough third positionists to actually challenge the right and the left in Europe or America or anywhere else. We are minorities everywhere. Furthermore, even if that happens, reversing the demographic changes is impossible. In the Americas, I don't really mind the demographic change. I'm starting to get a little tired of fake white people. I really have. It's gotten to the point where every white person I've met, white nationalist, if you will, they're a phony. They don't care about the white race. They care less about. I've met, and I don't want to bring them up. One person in particular that I know cares more about white people than white people do. Okay, and unfortunately, that ain't going anywhere. But my point is this: the biggest things that need to be tackled with white people has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with the way white people view themselves and the way white people view the future of white people. They don't care. I mean, that's the biggest problem. And it's like, oh, don't swallow the black pill, which is what some of these people like Ramsey Paul and all these people are saying. These people are not looking at things objectively. They're looking at things so ridiculously optimistically that it's going to set them up for failure, like it did people like me in the 90s and early 2000s, and people like my father in the 80s and 70s. You have to look at things realistically, and that's just what I'm going to say. It's not. I don't mean to come off so aggressive. It's just it's been decades of crap.